Welcome back to the VR Workshop. You guessed it, still engines. Time to do cylinder 2. I can't remember if I've actually had this off yet or not. I'm counting how many pistons is on the bench, so I'm suspecting that it has been off. When the engine came back, well, we didn't got the engine out and we found the first problem. It's all a bit blurry after that, and I'm not going to lie. It was a long time ago. So, yeah, I mean, all the bolts are loose. I'm pretty sure there's no piston in here. I should know, but it's all going to come apart anyway. But we're going to be doing exactly the same process with this cylinder head that we did with the front one. The good thing is there's going to be less rust around it, because the rust was a combination of the coolant or the water in the tank mixing with salt and creating moisture. You can already see the pulleys is far better, because you know this cylinder doesn't have a big hole in it. So yeah, no piston. Really should know that. Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I do remember. So I took all the piston out to check for piston debris to see where it went, because we have this block all over the place, and that confirmed that it got chomped up by the gearbox. So let's strip this one, have a look at it, and get it all cleaned up as well. We'll do the same thing. We'll take the rocker cover off, and we'll blow through the lines just to make sure it's clear. Now we'll do the block, but one step at a time. So, now that we've got this head and barrel off, and I'm just looking at the condition of the wheels here, yeah, there's a bit of rust on them, but nothing close to what we had on the... I'm also just looking at some corrosion on the starter motor there. Nothing like what we've seen on the horizontal cylinder. So, I can only presume it's from where the coolant and water was dumped and mixed with salt and made it far worse than this one. So yeah, let's split the head and the cylinder and we can have a look inside it. We'll have a better understanding of what's going on. Good news is we know the head gasket's still good because everything's in one piece. What you would expect. It's going to fight us. What I am seeing, interestingly, is oil. Ah, but it'll be from the ports. Yeah, okay. It's just be for the oil from the drain ports coming down. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, it's just oil coming through the ports there. What is nice to see is all that oil is fresh oil. It's not goopy aluminium paste or nothing. That is nice, fresh oil, which is going to tell me that when we pull the rocker cover off, it's going to look exactly like that, which is good news. So, just clean up these surfaces a bit. Yeah, everything looks real nice in here, actually. Real nice. Okay. Let me flip it around. And we'll get a 10mm and a ratchet. I have been asked this before. There's a lot of Milwaukee tools get used in this workshop. Yes, we have been sponsored by Milwaukee before. They've been very good to us, sponsored us for the first Desert Challenge we did with them 2019, 2018, something like that. And they've supported us through all the Desert Challenges since, which are World Championship events, 3 Dakars, Bonneville last year, They've been really great, Milwaukee been leased. But the tools are fantastic. In fact, this one I actually purchased before the sponsorship. This is my own, I paid for it with my own money. It's a great tool. They just make good stuff. They really do. Anyway, let's see. Ooh. Nice. And again, all we are seeing is fresh oil. And what's funny is that it's brand new oil. It's still got the nice kind of yellowish coloration to it, because the engine did. I think it did well on this oil. It maybe did 40 miles if we're lucky, because it was changed. The oil was changed after the dyno. So yeah, it hasn't done much. This is looking pretty good. Pretty good. So, got a lot of the excess oil cleaned up. It looks great actually. We're going to do exactly the same as what we did with the vertical cylinder head. We're just going to put a little bit of air in the lubrication port and make sure that the small holes in the cams and everything are free. Clearly are. Excellent. So, as suspected, everything's good. Everything's as it should be. So we'll get the gasket, well, the remnants of the gasket cleaned up, same as before. We'll take it off that and we'll just seal it back up again. Let's see if this power will work, which is good because we've still got a load of other stuff to do. Probably clean these wheels up just to get the worst of the surface rust off it as well, but yeah, very good news. Excellent. That is now our cylinder heads all ready to go back onto the bike. Looking at the condition of them, they're not perfect. I mean, there's a little bit of pitting around the water ports on the cylinder face, just on the forward head. The pulleys are not in the best condition. They're a bit corrosion and rust, but it's just surface. The casing has seen better days as well, but we've got to remember this is a 22, 23-year-old engine, so it's probably had a hard life long before it was ever on the salt. The main thing is the internals are good. The oil galleries are all clear and free flowing, which is the main point. That was the whole reason we did this. So they're good to go back in the bike. Next steps will be to measure the piston rings. These are the piston rings that came out of the broken piston. And I want to measure them in the old cylinder and the new cylinder to understand if the gap had anything to do with the carnage which cracked the cylinder and the piston. And that will just be for information, because right after that we're going to be measuring the new piston rings, doing the same thing in the new barrel, and then fitting the piston rings onto the pistons and rebuilding the engine. Annoyingly, we know we don't have the new pistons, so we do have a replacement for this, but the forged pistons are still weeks and weeks and weeks away. So we're going to rebuild the engine with the OEM pistons, get it back up together, get it fitted in the bike, buttoned up, because there's a lot of other tests that we need to do. We need to double check the new oil cooler, the oil cooler lines, everything was stripped apart and powder coated. We need to make sure that that's all running again, fuel systems, etc. There's a lot of stuff that we need to test that's not part of the engine, but we need the engine to test it. We'll probably put the bike on a dyno as well, make sure the new wheels are running as we expect. So lots of testing to do ahead. In other news, the primary engine has now been stripped. We had a look at the shell bearings last night. They are pretty worn. They've had better days, but they're replaceable. The crank's in good condition, the internals are good condition, so that will definitely be the primary engine going forward. So we're just waiting for the new size shell bearings to come, and then we can rebuild that too. So good news on that front. I'm going to stop the video here. As I said, next one we'll pick up where we left off. We'll start gapping piston rings in the cylinders. Thanks for joining us in this endeavor. If you like what you see, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, send us questions, let us know what you think. It's always good to hear feedback and other people's views, because we're just winging it like everybody else. So, until the next time.